What up? What up? What up? Boom. What up? Billy, I had to take you off mute.
You want me to tell them why you have me on mute?
I mean, you can't start and I'll just mute you again.
Oh, really? That's fine. I'll just get on another platform. That's fine. I'll just get on another platform. I'll get my message out. How about that?
That's crazy.
You talking about I'll mute you, fool. I'll get on another platform. How about that?
You messy. messy.
I'll bring you to the People's Player podcast.
That's crazy.
That's right. Exactly.
Guess what you eating?
Yeah, like eating there.
Baby, don't judge.
Typos or something.
I'm eating my.
Is that chicken and waffles?
Yes, sir, it is.
From where?
You don't know what that is.
H-O-M-E.
Oh.
The good old Waffle House.
I thought that was a Waffle House. What up, Freddie?
Hey, Freddie.
Waffle or home chicken and waffles.
Yes, sir. Got that good old waffle maker from Walmart to Wally World.
The waffle maker. Hey, the waffle maker come in clutch. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, look at this, Fritz. You know she's a great cook as well.
For sure. We missed that over here at the Loop. Good morning, Justin. Oh, wait, why is it not? There it goes. Good morning, everybody in the building. I have a crazy show for y'all this morning. Before we get started, Philly, off to you, and then we'll do the disclaimer. Are you still mad?
Good morning. Am I still mad? Oh, you want me to tell them why I'm mad?
Why you
want me to tell them why I'm mad?
Why you mad,
See, I was going to let
like
it go. You start talking.
Mad,
let me know.
Why you mad,
Let
son?
me know. Hey, you let me know.
Nah, we good.
Okay, we good?
We good.
We can move on? All right, moving on. Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Peace. It's yours truly, Philly DC, along with Jessica Player in the place, and this dirtbag to your right or left or your upper right screen, Pete. And then also you have Del Brown out there handling his business. We are your unpopular celebrities. It's good to be with each and every one of you live this Sunday morning. Well, we got a lot of bombs to drop for y'all, a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. And it's good to see y'all because I know y'all got a lot of stuff to say about what we're going to talk about. But before we do, let's drop the disclaimer.
This channel is our professional experience in the United States military. It does not constitute, imply, or endorse recommendations or favored by the Department of Defense of the United States Air Force. The views and opinions expressed here do not necessarily state or reflect those of the Department of Defense of the United States Air Force and does not intend to bring discredit to the United States Air Force or the Department of Defense. Bow.
Take heed. Take heed. For all you people out there who's listening, who might be trolling our pages, yo, this is just our thoughts. Doesn't reflect the DOD and nothing like that. Don't get your feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Just our
raw
thoughts,
and real.
people.
Anyway, let's move on. Jessica, tell us how you doing. How's everything?
Happy Self-Care Sunday, y'all. Well, I'm doing great. This week we actually completed, I'm going to go back just a little bit, the 57th National Convention for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So, DC had that deep red C today. Well, it ended today. But I will mostly say, it was a great experience virtual. I know my sorors had an amazing time in person. But just the stuff that, the gems that they were dropping, all the guest speakers that attended, it really fulfilled my soul. And I'm sure it really overextended in the people that was there. Then back a little bit. I had the pleasure of going to the Essence Festival. You saw the reviews online and what people thought about it. But me and my friend had an amazing time. When I tell you, from the food to the fashion, just to the music, it was like a whole vibe. But you do have to learn to give grace and space in those environments. And I think, logistically, there were a lot of issues there. I know y'all saw Lauryn Hill. Somebody was like, well, this time it wasn't her fault. No, it wasn't her fault. The temperature there, the heat, that humidity, I ain't gonna lie. Your girl already be glistening. Mm-hmm. But I did have a fan. I got put on by the little hand fans. The food was amazing. It was so amazing that we wanted to double back and go get some more oysters. But other than that, I've been good. we talked about employment, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. I have decided that this will be my last year with JROTC, and that's what made me venture out into the people's player. So I did finally, release slowly but surely. I'm really excited about it. I got a lot of people surrounding me with grace, prayers, and I'm so supportive of some of them, like Dion Taylor, Brian Johnson, Cleston Jett, like Andy Gilbert. But I am being uplifted in the right, and of course with my Unpopular Celebrities family. I just think now is the time, especially like applying to different jobs, and it'd be like, unfortunately, we have decided to go with another candidate. I was like, oh my God, like all these no's. But you know what? I learned today during our church service that, when people say no, that's just God telling you to go. And that's what I've decided to do with the people's player. It's not going to be your typical thing. I do believe in problem solving and critical thinking and things that AI can deliver, which is creativity. So you all will continue to see more from me. But other than that, I'm ready for these kids to go back to school. Jacob, you are not online today. Jacob's like this. He is excited. And, shout out to the parents that's holding it down. I don't know if you all are familiar with Book It by Pizza Hut. Shout out to Dr. Shamita Waiters. She put me on to it. But Pizza Hut actually rewards your kids if you're reading throughout the summertime. But that has been great. And, I got to give a shout out to Tamori Player. He has been doing great when it comes to this football stuff, and he's decided to move back to Alabama. Well, all of the player kids have decided to move back to Alabama, and he's going to Montgomery Catholic, where he will finish out his last 2 years, his junior and his senior year, so I'm really excited for that. But other than that, everybody is doing good.
Man, that was a good wrap-up.
Yeah, well.
Good wrap-up. A lot going on.
Get to the point.
Yeah.
Don't make room for misinterpretation. And let me do this. Stephen Bruner, stay off my line. He talking about with your hungry, you know what. But yes, sir, I am going to eat.
All right. All right. Okay. Shots fired.
All right. Hey, Stephen Bruner, stay off her line.
Right.
Yeah. Get off her line, bro. Get off her line.
Hey, real quick, shameless plug while y'all are here. If whoa. All right. Real quick, if y'all are here, Unpopular Celebrities is now away from the stars for a minute and going to this tip website. So there's a website in the body of your screen, www.streamlabs.com/unpopular celebrities #3/tip, no S-TIP. If you guys want to leave some very thankful donations, we will get that and put that on the screen, and we appreciate it. So I'll leave this up there for a little bit, but then I'll take it away, bring it back up, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, just appreciate y'all for everything y'all do for us. Help us stay online, stay live, and keep the lights on. Keep me looking good, keep DC looking like DC, and keep Jess looking good as well. And when Dale Brown on here, help him out also. There you go.
Yes. I just want to do a quick, I saw 2Cs. I saw your story on your Facebook Live about your thunderstorm in your city and how it affects your electronics. That hit me to my soul, man. Like, I have a ton of electronics. I just can't imagine like something like that happening. It fries the TV or a couple of PlayStations. So many prayers to you that you get your stuff replaced quickly. Your insurance company takes care of their business. So just wanted to say that.
Or if you get a hold of shirts and do what's that stupid thing called?
Warm Heart. Operation Warm Heart.
Yeah, they'll give you some money. Warm Heart.
They ought to after what they did last time. Just go through Luke Air Force Base.
Yeah, we'll give you
money.
Shout
out 2Cs, 20 cents. Thank you, even in your time.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, 2Cs. Always a loyal fan and member of Unpopular Celebrities.
For sure.
Okay, so let's not belabor. Let's get into it. Jessica, what you want to pass on to the people today?
She's still eating. Eating.
Okay. I tell you what. All right. I'll tell you what.
Don't do that. So which one? I need to go and drop it in the chat. So I'm gonna go drop it in our chat. But those of you that are looking to transition or have transitioned, I'm gonna drop some upcoming things that I think are important for you all to know. I do believe that sharing is caring, and please know that I'm not an ambassador of any of the information that I share with you all, but I just think all of the information will be helpful for us. Amazon is getting ready, not Amazon, please. Verizon is getting ready to have what they call a national hiring day on July 25th. But in order for you to be considered, you need to attend one of their webinars. And the next one will be July 24th. So I will drop all of that in the chat right now. Thank you.
Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to Amber.
Oh, yeah. I'll let you eat. I see every time I'm about to talk to you, about to eat something.
Hey, so you know what? Okay, let's just get right into it, man. Let's talk about it, man. Okay, so if you guys haven't been following all week, you know the latest bombshell that was dropped upon us fellow Air Force members, outside of folks who retired. Shout out to Jessica. She's retired now. She don't have to worry about that stuff, but she feel it though. But anyway, as you know, there was a couple of dress and appearance changes. What's up, Chad? In the building. Congrats on taking your command chief job out there, Egler, man. Good shout out. Good job, boy. Anyway, a lot of dress and appearance standards. So I just want to talk about it. So before we get into it, let's talk about some of the changes, shall we? Number one, eyelash extensions are now kaput. Gone. No more eyelash extensions. Take them off. 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 And then the boots, which hurt my soul. They got to be at least 8 to 12 inches. Yes, no more low quarter boots. No more Nike SB look like sneaker boots. They got to be combat boots, ladies and gentlemen. So that's now gone. And then also you have, what am I missing? What was the other? Oh, yeah. I want to really talk about this one. All officers must maintain one operational camouflage pattern uniform.
Camouflage or
what
OCP?
The duck does that mean? I thought we already had. Am I wrong? I thought we already had to maintain one, right?
Nah,
what
I'm with
makes
you.
it any different than you're an officer? What? Okay, all right. I'll pause there.
No, I'll start. I'll kick it off with that. I don't know if that has to do with flight suits or what, but it's like, why wouldn't you have a uniform? Like whether you went to the Air Force Academy, ROTC, what's the other one? Is it ROTC? Whatever the heck it is. You have a uniform. You got issued a uniform. I don't know why you don't have him. I'm lost on that one. That came out of left field. Really left field.
I'm laughing because when I saw that, I was like, what the duck does that mean? Like, I get it. Like, I've worked for previous commanders who were pilots who wore a flight suit the majority of the time, right? And I've always had airmen come up to me and say, you know, in one of these lunch meetings or something, say, anybody got any questions? I always one. Chief, question. If we talk about the importance of the wear of uniform and such, how come the commander never wears his OCP? He always wears a flight suit. You know, back in my boss, I'm like, hey, it's an authorized uniform. He could wear it. But Chief, he's a pilot, but he's not flying. Why can't he wear an OCP uniform like us? Does he even have one?
Right.
So shout out to Colonel Scott Mills, who just relinquished command over at Davis Moffett, one of my favorite commanders. He would always wear his OCP uniforms. And the only time he wore his flight suit was when he was flying on Tuesdays. And so that set the pace for the whole wing. This shows that like this flight suit was a utility uniform. And he only wore it for functionality, not every single day. So when I saw this piece about officers must maintain one OCP uniform, I thought they already had to do that anyway.
Right.
See, it would have been gangster if they would have said all officers must wear your OCP uniform unless you are flying, unless you're doing an activity that requires you to use your utility uniform that you were issued. Then I'll be like, you know what? Spot on. I'll pause there.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, thanks, Money Mike, whoever you are, for the donation going to the Streamlabs.
Oh, yeah!
Unpopular Celebrity 3/tips. We appreciate that. We're going away from the stars, but although we appreciate all the stars that's been coming in, going away from those and we're going to the tips, but appreciate that. I'm trying to figure out where this officer has to wear OCP thing came from. Like some context would have been nice. And maybe just because I'm just trying to be nosy. But I don't understand where that came from. Most of the world's problems come from folks not minding their business. Okay, Nikki.
Well, two things. There was a note from Chief Master Sergeant Air Force Flossie that said the reason why the changes came about was feedback from standards readiness reviews and from airmen in the field, which gives me the impression there was some airmen that said, why aren't officers wearing their OCP uniform? And if I'm mistaken, this seems to be really centered towards pilots. My boss is not a pilot, so he's going to wear OCP uniform or summer weeks. But if your boss is a pilot or wing commander's a pilot, they're wearing flight suits 90% of the time, and they're not flying. They're not flying every day, you know? And to the folks that say, well, how do you know they may have to fly at a moment's notice that day? Well, it's a bad day.
Yeah.
Gotta go rush out and get in the plane.
That's a bad
All right, great.
day.
Read chat stuff.
What I can say is during our SRR, we learned many officers did not have the regular OCP uniform. They either had a flight suit or flight suit OCP top and bottom. The report proved many did not have during the inspection.
Yep. I can agree with that.
He talks to our airmen in the field. Yeah. Big facts.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting comment.
Yeah,
okay.
he talked. Explain that, because I'm maybe I'm losing.
I think and Shay, correct me if I'm wrong. I think what she's trying to say is that she questions whether Chief Master Air Force Flossie actually talks to airmen in the field versus gather comments from others. Shay, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, because if that's the case, I wouldn't think he don't talk to any airmen in the field.
Ooh, interesting. Nikki says they earned the right to wear a flight suit. So let's unpack that real quick. Because let's see.
A lot coming in.
John Becker says, how many more pilots are there versus non-pilots in the Air Force? So was this a pilot issue or officer issue? I would think mostly a... Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jess. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I appreciate his statement because I think it's an officer issue, but based off of that officer issue, it's a pilot versus non-pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, perfect. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah. Spalding, we'll get to the boots in a minute. I'm not going to put your comment up now, but I'll save it. Go ahead, Philly.
Yeah. I was going to say that it's interesting. It seems like the majority... Oh, yeah, Nikki's. That's right. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. So, Nikki, I agree with you. You can say the same thing about defenders, right? We earned the right to wear a beret, but there's a difference. The beret is part of your uniform, whereas your flight suit, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, it is used for flying. It's a purpose uniform for flying. So, should Ellie only wear berets on patrol? I don't know. I think that's a little bit different. I would respectfully disagree. Only thing I'm trying to say about flight suits is that your flight suit, flight suit, is used for being in an aircraft. No different than you have, like, say, what's the career field? The folks that loadmasters. Right? They wear flight suits. Even defenders, right, who are Ravens, they wore flight suits when they when they flew in a plane to protect the aircraft. When they left the aircraft and they were working day to day, they wore OCPs. And for those flight chiefs or commanders who didn't make them do it, they were wrong for doing that. Chad, thank you, Chad. Miss Liz wears a flight suit too. Also the flight does. I got it. Flight docs. I got it. Yeah. But here's my argument. Is the flight suit a utility uniform or not?
I don't think it is. I thought it's just for flying.
I guess what I mean by utility is it's for function. There's a purpose for a flight suit, right?
Right.
So that's why I guess that's where I'm getting at. Flight suits are like coveralls for maintenance airmen. But do maintenance airmen wear coveralls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
No, that I equate that to like security forces and their combat tees, right? They have combat tees while they're at work, and then whenever you're leaving, you're not working, you got to put your OCP top back on. So I equate that to that.
I remember being admin in VOps, and at the time I had Chief Theodore Graves, who made me perform with the vehicle operators at that time. And we would switch into the coveralls when we were out there versus when you came to work in your BDUs, and then you changed when you got there. And then when it was time to leave, you put back on your BDUs.
Yeah. So I think the question is really not really if it's allowed or not allowed, or if they earned the right or didn't earn the right. I think on a day-to-day wear, they need to be wearing OCPs, regular AFIS issued OCPs, or whatever it's called, OCPs that they get, DAFs, or whatever they're called, OCPs that you buy from clothing sales. And then when you're flying, or you're, like maintenance people are out there working on jets, they get to wear their coveralls. When security forces out there doing security forces crap, they're out there wearing their combat tees. That's what I think. To Chad's point, if there's an SRR and the commander is saying we're doing an SRR on OCPs, unless he gave the option for flight suits, I think everybody should have them. I really think that I already thought that was in the regulation, that you have to have one service pair of OCPs.
That's what I thought.
That's where I'm lost at. Why did this have to come out?
Why does it even have to be put into, maybe it's something I'm missing. Maybe it's not in the AFI. Chad says, team, do you all think we should go to Blues for all who work in a no.
Come back to when it was
Mondays.
No. Nikki, let's see. Elijah says, Nikki and B, I think you should with keep your beret. You should keep your beret on if you're wearing a ball cap on LE. Depending on your base, also where I'm at, it gets 120 degrees outside. So Elijah, I play devil's advocate because I heard that argument too when I was at DM. What's wrong with the patrol cap? Shay says, I don't personally think it was a big deal in relation to OCP and flight suits. However, it only said to maintain the set. That's where I'm getting at. Thank you, Shay. That's where I'm getting at. What you mean maintain the set? What does that mean?
How's wearing the flight suit affected anything? Why do we care? So many other issues. I agree with that.
Take my point, because that's what I was going to say about them lashes, girl.
Oh, yeah, we'll get on that too. We'll get on that too. But I agree with you, Nikki. Like, I don't see the point for even putting that out. It's a waste of black ink on paper, the way I look at it. Like, you're really trying to take commanding away from commanders.
I respectfully disagree, but I'm sorry. I'll let you finish your point.
That's really it. We'll see what Jake Sargent said. They need to bring back the other blues pants that didn't go with the jacket. What other blues pants? I don't remember those.
I don't think they're gone. I think he's talking about the polyester blend ones.
Oh, okay.
Because you have your wool and you have your polyester. You wear your polyester, but you don't wear it with your service coat.
Yeah.
It's like a thinner.
To Chad's point, I think I agree. Maintain a set for when we have an OCP uniform inspection.
I think that's a missed opportunity. 2 points real quick. Hold on.
Sorry. No, go ahead. We get your points out.
We'll 2 points real quick. So I don't think it's a waste of ink. I do think it says something when you mandate that a commander maintains a set of OCP uniforms. It's the same thing you expect your airmen to do.
Right.
So you should do the same exact thing. The missed opportunity is they should have said you will only wear your flight suit when you are flying, when it's functional. There's something about a commander wearing the same type of uniform his troops are wearing. It's not going to kill you. If you're not flying that day, wear your freaking OCP uniform. What's the big deal? And when we say it's much more issues to worry about, we can go on all day about issues, but you got to start somewhere. And this is one place. I just think this was a missed opportunity.
What was the opportunity that was missed?
They should have said, you will wear your OCP uniform unless you are performing a job or task that requires you to wear a specialty uniform. Your firemen are different. Firemen, if you're working in a firehouse and you have to respond, you've got to be ready at all times. What does that say that for pilots? Unless you're in a deployed area, tactical area, yes, you may have to go get out in the jet. But if you're in garrison and you're not scheduled to fly that day, why can't you wear an OCP uniform? And let's be honest, there are some people in flight suits that don't look that great.
Okay, all right.
I'm just being honest. They don't.
God damn.
They don't. Officer enlisted included. Whoa. They don't look that great.
Whoa.
I mean, they're busting out everywhere.
That was wild. That was wild.
So and then I just love the different things that happen. You can, if you're not a real pilot, if you don't have your zipper halfway up or down, or you've got to roll your sleeve. It's those little different intricacies about wearing a flight suit. Anyway.
All right, let's get to these comments because we're starting to lose control. Flight suits are worn by pilots, navigators, combat system operators, RPA crew, and missile crew while performing their direct support for flying missile duties. If they are not performing the above, put on them damn OCPs.
That's what I said, exactly.
Spalding said to you, the patrol cap, I can see. I do not think if we wear a ball cap, we should have something distinguish us as SF. Can't even get those
I'm
out.
not a fan of, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of ball caps. I think they need to go away, personally.
Oh, another subject.
I'm not a fan of ball caps. Shay said, there's a brief I do with my officers is words matter because they place words in places for a reason. I personally think it's comments from Airman NCO Page because circling back, I haven't heard of him engaging with airmen. You know what, Shay? Let me just say something real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I know. This is really important. I was trying to remember the page. It was either Power of Nine or it was Leadership University. Somebody, I can't remember his name, came out and said, we need to do better as leaders. Stop. I see all these people criticizing the Chief Master Sergeant Air Force changes. We need to do a better job of supporting stuff. Let me tell you this. When you're in a position of leadership, you're going to have people question, in some cases, some of the decisions you make.
Right.
And the way you respond is so important. Now, I'm not going to outright and say, Chief Master Sergeant Air Force should die or he should be fired. I think that's disrespectful. Right. But I think as a person that he is expected to lead, I do have a right to say respectfully, I don't know about the direction we're going to. Now, I'm not going to tell people to outright don't follow the rules or regulations that's coming from his office. But I do think I have a right respectfully as a leader to say either I agree or disagree and provide other options. And if he said we're not doing that, cool, salute smartly and move on. But that doesn't mean I agree with it. And I think that's what Shay is saying.
I agree too, and Shay keeps saying that he's not connecting with airmen or engaging with airmen. I think he's engaging with airmen differently than the last two Chief Master Sergeants of the Air Force, completely differently. I wouldn't say he's not engaging at all. It's just not the engagement that the other two were doing beforehand. A lot of people are saying, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but a lot of people are basically saying there are bigger things to worry about. Y'all let us know what you think. Are there bigger things we should be worried about? And put a couple of those ideas in there that you guys think that there are bigger ideas or bigger things to worry about.
I'll say this as a veteran. I just think, and then loosely because I'm JROTC and I still have to wear the uniform. And we've been talking as JROTC instructors about some of the changes and how to implement them in our schools. Obviously, we have a little more wiggle room than you all do. But I think some of the things that we do have to be mindful of is that, and Pete, this is to your point, you all have Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Flossie. But the last two, whether or not you liked how they moved, they, in my perception, they utilize people-centered leadership. And a lot of people don't feel that connection with him like our last two. So I think when people start to pull back the layers, because I've seen some of the memes But those are the two things like you gotta actually say. Like to a degree, they exercise like the people-centered leadership. So now people are not used or accustomed to someone coming in and like it's the purpose over you. And it takes me back to the PME days when you have to understand, the principle, purpose, and then people. Because then you're like, why are people last? It's not that people are necessarily last, but then I want to go to Shay's point. It's in order for my people to move along with me with this change, I do have to consider things that are going to impact my people. And maybe that is the aspect that he may be missing. Like, I understand your principle, what you have to actually do. But when it comes to your purpose, have you implemented the thoughts? And I'm not going to say feelings, because when we get to the lashes, I'll emphasize more on that. But I think that's the piece he's missing. Is he not, and this is me because I'm not in, is he not surrounded by a team who is not scared to give him added value feedback at this time? And with that team giving him added feedback that is of value, has he positioned himself in a position to pivot and be like, hey, in a humility aspect, I didn't think about that necessarily. Thank you all for this feedback. How can I incorporate the feedback that you all are receiving from your environments? And I don't know him, but those are the things that goes through my mind. Like, how is he being surrounded? How is he being provided feedback constructively that is considered added value?
I agree to all those points. A couple of things that came in. Let me go to Tony Renee. What's up, Tony Renee?
Hey, Tony.
Everyone was issued whatever utility uniform. There's no reason we all don't have at least one. That's why I don't understand. That's why I say it's a waste of pen and paper. Everyone should have a service uniform regardless of enlisted or officer. I love the ball caps. I did have to have 10 size patrol caps for my different hair. That's crazy. That's
what it's called being a female servant, sir.
Okay. Officers just need to follow the rules. Let's move to these lashes because I have to figure out clusters versus extensions. I don't know the difference either, but we'll get to that in a second. We got to get to all these comments. Oh, this is a long one. Let me move this.
I am not defending.
I'm sorry, Jess, go ahead.
Okay, it says I'm not defending the Chief of Staff of the Air Force or Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force decision on these changes. What I see is a Secretary of Defense who is creating a new culture across the whole DOD, and there are a lot of changes coming down and changing some of the cultures, and he has to carry the water on some.
The end of it, some of the cultures, and he has to carry the water or some of the unpopular changes. For instance, a DOD standard PT test across the board. Sorry, it all didn't fit in there.
I didn't see the rest.
Tony Bostic had a long one too.
Thanks, Tony.
We are continuing to let social media sites to dictate the crybabies without holding them accountable. Our foundations is something to worry about. We soon forget how we arrived where we are, removing the requirements and the understandings of our history, moving the accountability from small things while promoting weak humans who are afraid to enforce the standards.
You get me?
Okay, Tony Bostic in the building, y'all. Yes.
The Gooch has entered the chat.
Weak humans is crazy.
Look, every time I think about Tony, I always go back to that Key and Peele skit where you had the two sides.
Right.
So all I think about Tony coming in for the kill. So y'all better buckle up your seatbelt.
For the kill is right. Weak humans is wild.
All right, let's put a cap on
please,
the officer flight suit. The only thing I would say lastly is I don't think it's a waste of ink. I do agree with you. It's a waste of ink that we have to put it in an AF5. That's probably what you're saying.
Yes.
If that's the case, then I agree 100%. It should be expected for them to have an OCP uniform, them being officers. But again, missed opportunity. Make them wear the damn OCP uniform if they're not flying at least 3 to 5 times a week, guys.
Yeah.
Please. Okay, moving on. Eyelashes.
Hold on, last thing. Before we move on to there, because we got a little delay. If y'all want to help out the show, donate some tips. Like I said, we're going away from the stars. We're going to this tips. So that's the website you can go on. Donate with your PayPal, credit cards, however you want to do it. We really appreciate it. If you guys like what you hear, help us out. And y'all should be telling your friends right now, oh, shit, Unpopular Celebrities is on. Tune in because we about to go crazy.
Stop tripping. Stop tripping, man. If y'all ain't getting y'all friends to subscribe to Unpopular Celebrities, come on, y'all stop tripping, man. Okay.
All right.
Ooh, Wes in the place. What's up, Wes?
Oh,
what's going on?
Oh.
Hi.
Culture starts with the Flyers.
Man. On point. I love that. I agree. Air Force pilots. Absolutely.
I think there are concerning. Oh my goodness! I think there are concerning elements about culture thinking.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking. Thank you. We when we open up nail colors, we have charts that give examples of what is acceptable. A lot of feedback. I'm not going to read all this because I'm struggling right now.
I can't see it, or I would.
It says a lot of this feedback, the Chief Master Air Force decisive or decisions comes from people who couldn't handle the responsibility to apply the standard that required to the exercise judgment and make a decision. Man, you get 3 of them in that. You are 100% right. I agree with it. To Chief Master Sergeant Air Force Flossie's defense, people have not done a great job enforcing what is in black and white, so we have to make it clear. And nothing against my Army brothers and sisters, but when I went through training, they said it was Army proof because they put the little characters in there in the training books to show you how to do stuff. That's what they're trying to do now. They're like, yo, look at this picture. Look at this arrow. This is not in standard, but they still don't enforce it. So I agree. Need to get you some BCGs.
I'll just borrow yours. Can I just borrow yours? I'll take yours. I appreciate that. Big O, people are afraid to make required corrections, burden them. Okay. All right. All right, go ahead. Eyelashes. We'll move on. Eyelashes.
So eyelashes, since and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of lash extensions only because, good old Jesse Lee Sr. told me that mascara was bat poop. So I was like, oh my God.
Bat poop is
Hey, I was like, let me stop putting bat poop on my eye and go figure out what these eyelash extensions are. So going to Chuck. So Chuck D, hey, happy Sunday, sir. The clusters. So I find it, I don't even know why you would resort to clusters, but look at it all. But the clusters go underneath the eyelid. So it's not attached to your actual eye, the lash itself. So it's kind of like they're glued to your eye line or your lash lid. But then I'm just like, they're still lashes. So it's the semantics. So going to my homegirl Shay, she's right. Words have meaning. So when you're putting this in here, I don't know because I haven't looked at it because I'm still on vacation. But is it explicitly stating that they cannot have eyelash extensions? Because then you do have airmen that are going to be out there, and I'm talking about big A airmen who are going to say, well, hey, you didn't mention clusters. So clusters is another point. Hey, you know how we are. I mean, don't push the limit. If you ain't telling me in black and white, like I've always said, if it ain't on paper, it's vapor. So you are allowing me to exercise and utilize because you left room for misinterpretation, but I interpret it this way. So going back to the comments about critical thinking, I'm all for it. As leaders, sometimes we forget, and shout out to Mike Parat, because we had a good session on Friday talking about paradoxical thinking. As a leader, you got to understand how to exercise justice and grace at the same time. And a lot of people in uniform have not learned how to do that. Like if you have the standards that need to be employed or enforced, you got to figure out a way how to fix yourself with those first in order to go and correct somebody else. But when you think about the baby hair, so shout out to my other hometown hero, Marcus, who's now serving in the Navy, and he's getting ready to retire. We were talking about, because I was messing with him. I was like, yo, the Navy be out there pushing pushing their baby edges all the way out there. He was like, Jess, let me show you these pictures. So he sent me some pictures of females with the baby hair. Like, hold on, I don't even know what, like they come all the way out here.
Right.
I call baby hair like, and I'm 1985 baby, y'all. But get that toothbrush, brush it down with your little, with your little nice pomade or that gel. I use gummy. But when you use, you laughing because, you haven't had hair in years. But when you get that gummy with that toothbrush, and then I go back with my comb and just, swipe. But I'm just like, who's taking all of that to my eyebrow? Because first of all, I need that eyebrow to pop. I don't want no baby hair on my eyebrow. But again, it goes back to standards. Like who has been in place where we haven't allowed it? And I even like the AFI when it stated like, hey, you are only allowed so many inches when it came to the eyelash extension. Because as a female that does wear them, you got to be realistic. If you already have natural lashes that are long, why you getting 12 and 14s and 16s? Like, and then if you're like me, you wear glasses, babe, I know them lashes be pushing on them lenses.
Be cleaning the lenses like windshield wipers.
So this is like, I'm for eyelashes, don't get me wrong, but we didn't do a good job in showcasing how they should look natural. Like you have 3 types, and my girls that are in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, but you got classic, you got hybrid, which is the in-between between a lot of volume and classic, but then you got volume. When you're wearing a uniform, baby, just stay in classic. Some of us was out here bumping like 2 layers of extensions on one, looking like, and I love it, don't get me wrong, Patti LaBelle doing the essence. Mm-hmm. When your lashes are so heavy, you can't even see your eyes. So they looking like windshield wipers. Mm-hmm. Again, we did not just do a good job. So it's like, damn, now it's gone away.
Shay, that's interesting, and we'll get to it, but you disagree with the eyelashes, but agree with the boots. Interesting. So a couple things with the lashes. Coming from a guy perspective, right? I don't understand it. I don't know about the lashes things and what they do for you or what they don't do for you. I don't know if it makes you look more feminine. I don't understand it. To the fact of, why do you need eyelash extensions? Don't understand it.
I would say it's not a need, but kind of going back to like, if you're a female who cares about her, and this is, it's subjective again. So it's subjective based off of if you're a female serving, how you want to look. I truly believe in how you look boost your self-esteem, because that's why it's called self-esteem and self-confidence. But if most of the time, lash extensions just cuts down your time on doing your eyes. A lot of women like to wake up, wash their face. They ain't got to worry about putting on no mascara. But again, Pete, we have done it in excess. Like we have done it where it does not really complement your face. It doesn't complement the uniform, obviously, because they've taken away. But it's different for everybody. That's why I say it's subjective. So because it was subjective, even given the specific guidelines that they gave it, some people still went out of those guidelines.
So we like to just be able to get up in the morning, wash and brush them and keep it moving, okay? We want to remain female appearance in uniform. Don't need makeup with lashes.
So I think that's part of the thing, too. I saw a post actually from a father of his daughter was in the military, in the Air Force. And he said, which was interesting, he said, taking away the eyelashes, I think the whole point of why he feels women want to have it is to differentiate themselves from, being a woman and being in the military. Because a lot of the rules and regulations outside, the normal, like the bulk in hair is longer for females, and you can wear, nail tips, not without the colors anymore, obviously. But they said, like, okay, the eyelashes helps them feel more like a female in the uniform. Anyway, I'll pause. There's a lot of comments.
Yeah, a lot of comments coming in. So Sharma said, yo, fam, the lashes were so embellished. I saw the writing on the wall somewhere beyond natural.
Correct.
So that's perfect because I think somebody mentioned it earlier. I can't remember, but it's a good example of the standard was fine, but people were just taking it way beyond, and then it was like it became a problem. It's
Right.
almost like somebody doing something wrong, you punish everybody. So then the same can be said about beards. Ooh.
Yeah, I was just about to go there. Hey, if you want to say the writing on the wall,
Ooh.
I don't have a crystal ball. But if you want to say the writing on the wall, them beards coming off. Them beards is coming off.
Do we dare jump? It's like this, like double dutch. Do we jump in the rope or not?
I can do it because, like Pete just said, the writing is on the wall, and I like the last week should show it's gonna be by any means necessary. So either you get on board or you don't.
It's almost like it's a test. Like, because my big thing is like, I never thought about eyelashes. I might see one or two people a month that I'll be like, dang, your eyelashes look crazy. But that's it. And then I walk past it and I forget all about it. I've never looked at somebody and be like, man, your eyelashes are so far out of regs, like I can't even talk to you. Like, never thought about that. And so I think I'm back to the whole thing about officers. I don't even know where this came from. Like, that's where I'm lost at. Did somebody just walk by a couple and like, I don't like how that looks. Let me call my boy. His name might rhyme with Flossie and be like, hey, man, do you think we could change this? And he's like, yeah, bro, let's go ahead and change it.
I'm going to be happy. It's not. My son is 16 and he brought, like, we were talking on the car ride and he follows politics loosely, but he was like, hey, Mom, I saw it on, TikTok, talking about the lashes and stuff, but he started to dig deeper. He was like, is it true? He said, I found out that the Secretary of Defense doesn't really prefer females to serve. So then he started to look at it. He was like, he was like, Mom, I'm just torn because I know you and my aunties, they have served in the military, but he said, did you feel that you were not lethal while serving in the military? Because, kids are forming their own opinions now. So he was like, are all of these changes that are going on in all the military branches is to make sure that you all are lethal? He was like, have y'all never been lethal? I said, Ty, we have been lethal. But I said, everybody is subjective, their perspective on how lethality is supposed to be employed in these branches. Mm-hmm. So then I told him, I said, think about it. I said, go back. Like I told y'all, I always go back to the branches when women first came in. When women first came in, again, they were not considered when it came to certain standards. Therefore, by them being present, their service was able to show like, hey, we can't treat females like we treat the males. And it's always, I don't want to get in no debate about the gender, but again, it did start somewhere when you talk about Esther Blake, who was the first female who served. Then you hear about Grace Peterson, who was the first female Chief Master Sergeant. Those women are vital to our history. And I think Tony said it is like we never go back to see like what we have been through and how we got here. We got here because of somebody they wanted to be recognized. And I'm not talking about being recognized for like what you look like, but just be included in the decision making when it came to standards.
Right. Let me get to all these comments because there's a lot of them flying in.
Okay.
Boom. Let's just be honest. People pushing the envelope. At the end of the day, standards matter, no matter how big or small. Uniformity matters. The standard is higher. It always will be. We are American ambassadors. Okay. Fly, fight, win. Now I don't wear extensions. So again, not affecting me. I glam on weekends or other and that's my question. Like, were girls, because girls mostly wear these extensions, I would think.
No, you're making a generalized statement, sir.
I am. So the probability might be higher that women are wearing these more than men. Were y'all getting these done on like Friday morning or Thursday night? Be like, I'm going out to the club on Friday or wherever you're going to go, got a date on Friday. I didn't got time after work to go get them done, so I'm going to get done Thursday and come to work on Friday. I just really
So people
lost on how this happened.
Now you making me think about the sisters that probably served. They had them fresh French rolls and
Right.
her ponytails. Like,
Right. To come in Monday looking fresh as hell. Like, oh, you went out this weekend. I got it. You was outside. I got it. All right, let me get to these other comments. The issue is that all folks walking around with these 16 millimeter and 18 millimeter volume lashes, and when you are correct them, they look surprised. Again, the 14 millimeter, and that's the bad thing. You try to correct somebody, say they look crazy, like, what you mean? And they have no idea, and then they go back to the reg. Well, it's not in the reg.
Even to every point, 14 is still long.
See, I don't know what that looked like. Waivers were no. It's not expected to. Talking about the beards, these religious beard waivers have to go. If beards are a lost point for that.
So, all right,
wait, can I get to all these comments? There's like 8 of them. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. If we're pushing the envelope on simple things, we have to ask ourselves about the big things. Very true. My boy Farrar, they are already off. The process and algorithm to get new beards is crazy. Or to get new waivers, is crazy.
Yep.
What happened was it was in writing in the Daffy that people can wear lashes. It's been a target since it's been written because as a woman who have maintained their ear to the ground have heard these complaints since 2021. Okay, fair. Not Chief was going to get us taxed. What? Chief, how are you going to get us taxed?
I was trying to get people to vote if they agree, disagree, or agnostic.
I think there's tons of things to discuss around the amount of changes prior year. Some changes were perceived to be far, now swinging the other way. True. Trying to move that pendulum. Lash extensions last up to 40 to 60 days. Lash strips can be taken off the same evening. I don't even know what that means, but okay. I am trying to see about the man waiver next. The man waiver?
Man weave.
Oh, man weave. I'm sorry, next.
I don't want to.
Can we talk about the clear ear piercings? If I authorize them for ears, not eyebrows, lips, tongues, nose, nipples. Again, writing is clear. People don't want to follow the specificity of it. Then, coupled with the folks, I can't read the rest of it. I'm sorry. Lash extensions. Okay, we talked about lash extensions. All right, we're done. I got all of them. Do we want to go to the beard? I know you want to say something about these religious beards never going away.
Okay, I wanted to quickly say there was a comment made about it's related to that last comment, excuse me, from Thomas White about religious beards not going away. And there are some people that say, like, okay, Chad, I remember Chad said, we're America's ambassadors, our standards are held, we are held to a higher standard. That's connected to what Thomas White said about religious beards, and here's why. When we all signed into the military, can we all say, unless you were open general, I was bamboozled and hoodwinked because I thought open general was going to give me a medical job. Outside of that, they told me when I came in, I had to cut off my high top fade. I couldn't wear my name earring. I had to have a certain look in uniform. My uniform had to be worn a certain way, never half inch above your name tape or whatever, all that stuff, right? So I think we've gotten so far now because of society, we feel like we can still be our individual self and do what we want and still serve. I don't agree with that. I think you knew what you were getting yourself in when you signed up. If it says you cannot have your facial hair can be no more than 1/8 of an inch, or your hair can be no more than 1.5 inches, then you follow suit. Then you have a choice. You don't have to serve. But over time, we have not gained the recruiting numbers we needed. So we was like, okay, well, maybe the Air Force or the Army, the DOD in general needs to get with the times. We have different people who want to serve or whatever. So then they brought in neck tattoos. And remember, you couldn't even have tattoos down your arm and be a TI. Right. Now when I go through the gate, I don't know if I run into a thug gang leader or what. I don't know what they shoe baby on their arm. What I don't know, right? And so For instance, here's an example I use. I am a Christian. If I'm wearing a cross, I can't wear outside my brown t-shirt. You know why? It's not authorized, right? Does that mean I'm not a Christian if I can't display my cross? So for those who have a religious accommodation that says you are not practicing your religion if you can't wear a beard, I would use that same argument. And I would also say that if you feel that if you cannot wear a beard and still be a true believer in your religion, then I don't think you should serve personally. Why go be conflicted against your feelings? I mean, it's just like anything else, right? There are certain things morally you will not do because it goes against your moral compass, and you won't do them. So it's the same for the military. You expect the military to bend to your belief, and they're going to bend to a certain extent. And at that point, when they don't bend enough to suit your needs, you may need to make a decision. And if that means, hey, look, I'm not going to sacrifice my religion for the military, then you respectfully bow out. Shout out to my LGBTQ soldiers, sailors, Marines, guardians, and airmen, and coasties. If you believe that as an LGBTQ member, that the military does not give you the same protections and the same abilities to thrive like others, then I would leave too. It's the same, to me, it's the same thing. So when they say religious accommodations for beards should stay, I think the bigger issue is, why can't we have beards in the military? And here's the reason why. Because it's against what the military believes in professionalism for folks in the uniform. But when they go half and half and say, okay, well, you can't have one, but you can have a religious accommodation to wear one. Then the folks who have a shaving waiver because of a medical condition, they say, well, shit, I might as well get a religious accommodation. Then I got to worry about them never taking it from me. I think that's the issue. In my opinion. To
Scott's point, I want to read, we got a couple more comments in here, but I disagree with the religious waiver for some things, but not all things. There are non-waivable parts for certain religions, but if you are a Norse pagan or Israelite, you can have a beard. The problem, Scott, is people that aren't that will go there and say that they are that just so they can get the waiver. That's the issue.
Thank you.
I think that's my first coin mark right there.
Yeah,
I think that's my first Bitcoin you just gave me. Appreciate that.
Off kilter, you know what I mean? So back, DC, I do want to say something about the religious aspect, and I agree with that one because I remember talking to the DOD of mine when we used to talk a lot during COVID about that, and I told him like I used to get questioned a lot about, oh, are you a true Muslim because you don't cover? And he really got me up to the level, was like, you know what have you always been? A person of character. But when you are serving, you have to understand. And he said, Allah will always know your heart, but your actions, decisions, and behaviors, they should be pleasing in his eyes. And what pleasing in his eyes mean, he knows what you are currently doing, which means I am serving my nation that has a foundation of certain rules that I have to follow, long as it doesn't impede. And that's what I used to have to tell people. It's like, is it hard? Absolutely. But there are moments where you do need to be able to pivot and see, like, I have these values, traditions, and beliefs that I am attached to, but the military also has those things. But what are the ones that I can integrate to make me successful and not really depress or compress who I am as a person? But two, I think we were, like you said, so structured to where you better do this. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when the recruiter said you can't do your eyebrows, my dumb ass shaved all mine off before I left. Because I was like, yo, I can't do my eyebrows. So like, I'm gonna post my basic training picture in the comments, but they were growing back by the time it was graduation time. But it was like, man, were we so shook? But then when we got introduced to, oh my God, the concepts of I can be myself a little bit. I can, like, what is authentic? What is I think once we opened up that umbrella, it was different for a lot of us who had been serving for a while because we were nervous. It's like, you trying to play me? Like, how much information you trying to get out of the real version of me? But once we open that, I think now it's like, how can we put a top back on it? And that's what the service is going through right now. It's like, now y'all jokers is out here like damn Pop-Tarts.
Right.
Everybody popped out. Now we about to put that top right back on you all. And I hate to say it, but it's just coming so fast to where when we talk about change management, so many people are still in denial. They're not being pulled forward while this change is occurring, because from a societal perspective with Tony, he's like, make it make sense. A lot of people are trying to make it make sense, but again, they're in denial because it's like, hold on, you gave us this opportunity. It away. How do I make sense of all of this? Like, you gave it to me, or I came into this era with it, but what am I supposed to do now?
That's a great point. I don't know about the speed, but it is something like, hey, you gave me this. I feel like we're just getting a hang of it. And it's like, you just snatch it and boom, take it right away. Like, whoa, put the brakes on, slow down.
Remember, this is the analogy I gave you yesterday.
Yes.
When you had Kay Wright and Joanne Bass in the seat, I would liken it to being in a sports car doing 100 miles an hour on the highway. With Kay Wright, we were doing 100 miles an hour. With Joe Bass, we went 120 miles an hour. When Flossie got in the seat, we downshifted from 6 to 2.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Anybody know you drive a car, you can't go from 6 to 2. There's going to be some cataclysmic stuff's going to happen. The engine's going to blow, right? So there's, in my opinion, my humble opinion, because it's easy to throw stones at a glass house, right? It's easy. My humble opinion, you got to walk back a little bit at a time. And what I mean by that is that don't mean you don't have to wait for approval, but you've got to explain to people why you're doing. Case in point, the PT test, right? Somebody made a comment on a page that says, what was wrong with the PT test we had now? We've been lethal for the past 20 years, running 1.5 miles and doing crunches and push-ups and whatever. But to the Chief Master Sergeant Air Force's point, like, hey, look, we need to do more to amplify and more focus on physical training and health. And so because we're going to do that, we're going to increase it to 2 miles, do some functional tests. Not only that, there are some folks who may not work out consistently. They'll work out 2-3 times a year, but then when a PT test comes up, they're working out every day past the PT test, and they don't work out again. So that's what we're trying to get out. Just more or less people be more focused on physical fitness, but that has to be better communicated, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go to these comments. Charles put up a good point. Look, when the club says you can't wear or you can't enter with a hat on, you take that joint off and don't go in. Same thing with the military. Man, break that down to the smallest common denominator.
Hey, guess what? If you want to get in that club and get them ladies, you're going to take that hat off. You're going to take that hat off. What you going to? I'm going to go to the bootleg club down the street.
Right.
Where all the bootleg women are at. You're going in that club.
All right. Chad put up his fly, fight, win comment. When we signed up for the military, we are agreeing to sacrifice certain things in our personal lives. It is what we do. It's higher calling. I made the decision to serve when I knew I had to lie about who I was. I made the choice to still serve because I wanted to be a part of the force. Bottom line, it's a choice. If we don't want to sacrifice the things required, a decision has to be made. It's on you.
Woo! You get the woo for that one. Hey, that's a great point. I mean, like what he said, like he made a decision to suppress it just so he can keep serving until he didn't have to anymore. Can you imagine the things he had to go through in his mind and how he felt to do that, not be his authentic self, just so he can serve? There's people out there making sacrifices every day to be able to do that. So same thing goes with everything else. If you cannot shave or you cannot wear the eyelash extensions, whatever, you have a choice. You do. That doesn't mean the military don't care about you.
All right, a couple more comments. One to you, Philly. DC, I grew up in the Nation of Islam, and clean shave was a must, and that did not affect how much we followed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I don't get it. Either say yes to wearing the beards or not.
I agree. Just make a decision, all or none.
All right, Justin, sorry I didn't get to your comment, man, but I'm here now. So for the other items to worry about, the assist tab was removed along with the duty identifiers. That said, when we were authorized to wear of the tab here at DM, Colonel Mills fell on the sword for us, allowed us to wear them. The tab is a beacon of hope for people on their worst days and is a program that's in Justin's opinion, should be supported better. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to fall on the sword for that one. I don't necessarily agree with that one. I think if we got to use a tab, and it's not, being a DM, I appreciated all them folks who were assist certified. They do provide an additional option for folks who needed someone to talk to if they're going through some difficult mental health issues. But if we need a tab to show that, then we are in trouble. I think all of us should have the type of approachability where they can just go to you for help, not because you just have a tab.
I mean, same could be said about the first sergeant tab.
Exactly.
Say the same thing. Yeah.
Thank God y'all can't wear the first sergeant duty identifier anymore. Man, thank God.
I just think, in essence, it's the need for affiliation. And that's probably why the need for affiliation. I don't think the tab, like, as a product was meant to do anything, but it's just an identifier to say that I am affiliated with a body or a group of individuals. I'm not saying that the tab did anything in itself, but it is the meaning behind that tab, the affiliation of it.
No, I agree. Yeah, we all know Chief's
like, why
are
you
hater.
still around, bro? What you still in the comments
Chief's
for,
a diamond hater. We know.
All right. Shay says, but the point of the changes now were tailored to change of our enlisted aperture. Now, granted, nobody is not doing the changes, but they are letting the leaders know how they feel about it. Do we still agree with nails? No. But do I have French? Yes.
Yeah. I think the nail
and Chad, please take the diamond. Please. It's not too late. Take the diamond.
Don't start. I didn't even say anything. I didn't say anything. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think if you want to put a bow on the eyelashes, Jess, I'll kind of leave it to you to put a bow on this eyelash thing. But I mean, it's just a change we're going to have to adapt to. That's the way I feel about it. Jess, I don't know how you feel, but try to put a bow on this so we can move on to the boots.
I mean, my prayers and support go out to my Eyelash warriors, like Shay said, like she went to the weekend. But I think I grew up with Shay, like where certain things that you wanted to do, you did wait until the weekend to do those things. Or you had like first sergeants like Annie Hollins that would come and scoop you up real quick and correct you, like give you 24 hours to go and correct. But some things that have driven us away, I do believe that we're going to have to find other ways to reinvigorate our people because of the changes that are occurring. Dion, Dion, there's my other member, y'all.
20-year picture is crazy. Drop it in the chat because we still remember a 20-year picture.
I'm going to don't be like my family members, though, because, you know, they're like, you're not the same person. I am. I just got braces and closed my gap. But other than that, and I did get lighter according to my granddaddy, but I went from working outside to inside.
But yeah, man, I mean, gonna have to just follow the rules. Can we move on to the boots?
Yes, rest in peace to the boots, man. I mean, although I don't care, my old ankles and legs can't take wearing them anymore anyway. But for all you tactical,
I said, I know y'all don't care, but consider the people that are shorter than y'all.
Shorter than y'all is crazy.
I don't care. I'm just saying, like, here's my thing. This all goes back to what we said earlier, right? We said this is because people were stretching the envelope, pushing the envelope. You know what I mean? Because there was one point, I remember between BDUs and OCPs, all of our boots were high, right? Then when we start wearing OCPs, and you shout out to my pararescue men and Sear and TAC P, because y'all led the way when it come to uniforms and boots. Love y'all to death, but we all wanted to be tactical, just like you guys. And so they saw them wearing them boots, Loa, Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, Alphas, And Solomon boots with their pants leg really low, although it does say in the reg, I think it says you got to blouse your pants over your boot. That went away. You had people tucking them in their boots, which I think is authorized too. But anyway, so you had people buying all these boots. I'm guilty of it. I wore them too because they were comfortable. But there was nothing specifically in the AFI that says you couldn't wear it. It just said something to the effect of it has to be coyote brown and it has to have a heel or something to that effect. And so it got to a point, no different than ball caps. Mm-hmm. There are some folks that feel like, exactly, low top chucks. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Powers, Michael Mitch. Now, Chief Mitchell would know who he is. This dude, when we were in the desert, was wearing Israeli-style chuckers in uniform. I don't know if you remember that. I had to check them. Some people take it to the extreme. They were like, there's nothing in the reg says I can't wear it. They're coyote brown. And you see the memes all over the Airman NCO page of people wearing like Chuck Taylor, coyote brown boots. I even seen somebody wear Timberlands. I know it was a joke. But y'all snitched on yourself, putting it out there. Y'all snitched on yourself, and so here we are.
Yo, he said I had them jump boots and never jumped out of nothing but my desk chair. Yeah, that's a lot of them people out there. That's crazy. West Lawrence not trying. I saw them. I must have missed that. I have seen them low top chucks in the med group at my appointment. Out of control. We gotta flex them.
Ugly Lego
bats blowouts, low quarters. Bats blowouts? I don't know what that is. What's a bat blowout? I don't know what that is. Nah, I feel you. I guess that my point is
that's me, fool. You ain't gotta read it.
I thought that was your son, actually. I thought that was your son. But the boots, man, I think it's just like the eyelashes, man. Like, hey, you can't wear the boots no more. You go get your other boots. I know people were in there with tape measures trying to figure out if their boot was long enough. Oh, I think it's right at the 8-inch mark. It's good, but they were going from like the toe to the tongue. Like, bro, not 8 inches that way, not across. Like up and down, big homie. Yeah, it's out of control. Oh, the blue shoes. I got you, Thomas. My bad. So it goes back to the heads were wearing boots were issued. Okay. Where are the boots that were issued?
Here's my thing, though. I remember, so I think Wes mentioned it earlier in the Stanza Readiness review. Same for my formation. When we came out with the OCP inspectable item, we told everybody, you have to wear OCPs. No flight suits, no cryo precision, no massive uniforms, no beyond clothing, right? And people were losing their shit. Excuse my language. They were using their stuff. They're like, how's it? Air Force going to be wearing Crocs in 2026. But anyway, people were losing their stuff. They're like, this is an authorized uniform. Technically, half and half. Nothing that says you couldn't wear it because it's 50-50 cotton. But it says AFIS authorized. Cry is not sold in AFIS, but we've been allowing it. Even our most senior leaders from the former Chief Master Sergeant Air Force Wright was wearing Cry precision uniforms. Mm-hmm. I believe one of the CSAFs, former CSAF, General Goldfein were wearing Cries. Some wing commanders wear Cries. And I noticed they haven't touched that yet. But I would argue Cry uniforms are much more functional than the OCP uniform. But you're not going to want to wear 8 to 12-inch boots and Cries because you know why? It don't look that cool. Mm-hmm. That's why you want to wear the low joints. You know what I mean? The tactical boots. Nothing against my 3F brethren out there, personnel, shout out to y'all, I love y'all, but there's no reason for you to be wearing low-cut boots and Cry precision uniforms.
Wait, didn't you say it was more comfortable? Didn't you say it was more comfortable?
It's not, functional for the field. For like for instance, a defender, I'm not pro-defender.
Yes, you are.
Because it applies to engineers and firemen and folks, load masters, because of where the pocket placement is, right? And plus, where the patches were at. They touched the crowd on the SRR unauthorized during inspection. Yep. So anyway, I don't really, I care about the folks because I think there are some boots out there there are low cut and mid that are functional, and I think they should be allowed. But unfortunately, like we said earlier, there's some people who took it to the extreme. They're out there trying to wear like low cut, like chuckers and stuff, and Coyote Brown.
This dude that was here that
Just said, I'm a person else. I don't have those boots. I'm not driving on MPF. I love y'all. I love Personalis. Thumbs up for 3F.
That's because you need to out process.
I was just trying to hold myself together while I posted that picture. So Dion is posted. Yeah. Why you coming for us? We make, you know what? I'm pretty sure they're easing your transition to make sure that you become a viable veteran. Right?
He just want to make sure he get his ID card. That's why he pro FSS. As soon as he gets that retirement ID card, he gonna be like, F y'all and I'm out. F y'all and I'm out. They ain't gonna say nothing else to nobody. Hey, the Nike boots was cold.
Yo, I had them joints. I wore them twice. I tell you, you know it's bad when you're about to wear something to work and you be like, man, I think I'm gonna get roasted for these. I don't think these authorized. You know what I mean? The first day I wore them, I thought people would just stare at me all day long because they were Coyote Brown, but you see the big Nike logo on the side. Paul, what's up, bro? Them boots are good for everybody, but 3Fs, huh? Oh man, come on, I love 3Fs.
Get off.
But they look like low sneakers.
You got to think, we talk about height, and I ain't going to get into weight, but height requirements. Like, I'm 5'2" and a half. But putting on that boot is going to be almost touching my kneecap. Like, like, what are we doing? Like, are you not considering the people who are fun size?
Okay, wait. So you gonna say no?
And no offense. So like it was somebody, I posted that I was line number 8 out of my line sisters. So imagine it's 7 people shorter than me in my line when I crossed to be Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So I'm just trying to figure out like what are we doing for the people who are shorter than me, but these boots got to be that tall.
I never thought about it like that. I'll be honest. I never thought about it.
You got people like me in the room.
I didn't even think about it. Wait. Wes, why we didn't get rid of OCPs? Like, what are we gonna wear? Just walk around with polos and t-shirts or polos and shorts? Nike boots meet the height requirements though, and comfy. Just like the
I ain't
Under
got nothing
Armours.
against the Nike SFG boots. Those are, I have like 3 pairs. The second generation ones. Run them in the ground. I will wear them till I retire, bro. They're so comfortable. Not good for the field, but so comfortable.
I said, you got some grip on them then?
It's just the size. They're not very functional.
Not care about how they look. Oh, you want to iron the uniform?
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you bring back the iron.
OCPs. I still iron myself.
Make irons great again.
I'm vertically challenged about have to hate, but look like Miller J. Blige books. That's crazy. Hey, this part I agree with Shay. We do need to target those faded mismatched uniforms. Amen to that. I hate
you know
that.
what, really, Shay, I agree with you, but here's the thing. This goes back to your leadership don't need to wait for the AFI change to do that.
Good point.
I've told I put like this. I told a couple of pilots at DM, I'm like, look, your flight suit OCP version look like white camo. You need to change them joints, sir. Like they look bad. And I get it. They be like, well, this is special to me, Chief. I wore these when I was deployed, but you can let them go, sir. It looked like you're going out into the Arctic, man. It's like whitewash uniforms. Let's see, you can hoop in them too.
Run on the court and go to a squadron function right after. The kids don't know how to iron. Yo, that's a mistake. They don't know how to iron. That's crazy.
Thomas is right about this. We in the wrinkle generation. Like,
oh, that's wild. Just
something out of the dryer in a heartbeat and just throw it on.
Steam press for the
that
OCPs.
begs a question. Do you guys foresee we're circling back to that era? Because think about it. We got gig lines. We're doing away with extensions. We're doing 8 to 12 inches for boots now. It's getting very specific about how you wear the uniform and personal appearance. Do you think we're getting back to that now? Because remember, people were arguing that folks were getting advantages because they look good in uniform, but they suck at the job.
Leaders are afraid to make corrective changes, but preach change can be made at any level. They still iron in BMT, so I don't know where
I know they do because it's hard to get the starch over here at the damn shopette. It's always gone.
Bro, go to Walmart and go get the dang starch.
They don't have faultless though, man. You need that faultless, man. See, you can't use Stay Flow on OCP.
I was going to say, why did he acting like he didn't grow up on Stay Flow?
He ain't iron his
It's all about pride, pride in themselves, pride in the uniform, pride in the
exactly.
I don't care about ironing because I maintain my own blues.
Got that good top shelf starch in the laundry room.
That's a good point. But yo, I don't know about if
how many of y'all actually iron your OCPs? Put a one in the chat. I'm curious.
I iron mine.
It don't look like it.
You fuck.
It don't look like it.
God bless a hater.
Yo, it's like you iron that joint with a hot rock.
Hot rock is crazy. I don't starch it.
He walking around like a balled up piece of paper.
Why do you believe what Philly say? Why do you even believe anything what Philly say? I iron my joint every single day. Every single day I iron my joint. It looks like you
rappelled off a mountain, rolled down a hill, jumped out of a trash truck, brushed yourself off, and got to your office. That's what it looks like.
Please don't believe him at all.
I'm just kidding.
Please don't believe him at all.
But for the boots, I mean, to my point, let's see, on the first day.
A lot of irons. Yeah, a lot of people saying they iron.
Now, extra points, put an asterisk in the chat if you actually use starch.
No, I don't starch them.
I starch mine.
I do.
I starch mine.
Yeah, look, can't starch them, no.
Fair. I know probably some people say ain't authorized, but I do it anyway. I don't care. I'm going against the standard. As long as you don't look like you're about to razor cut somebody with a sleeve, I think you're fine, man. Just some light starch.
That's the BDU days.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But anyway, to put the ribbon or a bow on the boots thing, I don't see an issue with it. It's frustrating because you probably got a lot of people that's got to buy new boots now. But I mean, that's what you get clothing allowance for. And you take the chance when you buy uniform items, and it says in the AFI, the Air Force is not responsible for you using unauthorized AFIS products. So if all you have is some low cutter Nike boots or Loas or Solomons, or I forgot the other brand because those are fire too. You know, the only thing that messes this up, I was going to sell all my boots. Now nobody going to want to buy them because they're not authorized, man. Damn.
Yep. Not sell your
I got
size
some prize
22s.
though if y'all want to buy.
Ain't nobody wear size 22 but you. You ain't going to sell them nobody. You and Shaq. That's it. That's the only person you're going to sell them to.
But he done got too bougie to refurbish those boots to go outside and cut that grass. Don't act like you used to do that because I know I did.
All right. There's a very long comment. I'm trying to get the premise of it before I put it in here and look like a fool trying to read it.
You want me to take a look at it?
Here you go. It's
Who's it from?
Long.
Bushido. Hold on, I'm trying to find it in the thread. All right. Bushido Brim. I know you already touched on this. I definitely think the broader discussion centers around a shift in mindset regarding how the Air Force is perceived and operates. Unlike other branches, which routinely train and operate collectively to defend installations, the Air Force has traditionally not emphasized field training across all career fields. However, there's now a concerted effort to change that. Despite this, many airmen are resistant to the shift, believing that such responsibilities should remain solely within the security force career field. I would agree, which is hence the reason or the push for the combat support training ranges and such, which I would add, there are some career fields that actually are pushing against it. They feel like it's no use for them to do such a thing. Chad says, I'd like to poll and see how many folks actually use their clothing. Oh, no, don't do it.
I don't.
Don't do it.
I don't.
Don't do it. Yo, they out there buying Timbs and ones with their clothing allowance instead of some new boots. Jason says, not everyone gets their clothing allowance.
I agree.
In the next 90 days. Hey, all right, I'm going to be all right. Let's make the time 6 months.
The boots?
No, I don't agree with that, bro. I'm sorry, Jason. I ain't rocking on that one. Let's make the time 6 months so we're not having airmen who bought what was authorized with their last clothing allowance and now have to wait. You get a clothing allowance, ain't the answer. I don't agree with that, bro. Sorry. I can't rock with that.
Because you're allowing, so like the lashes, I can see the lashes. And that's to Shay's point, because if you just say you just got your lashes filled last week, just let them just go on taper out. So by the time that 30 days come, you should be good. But do think about those people who did just purchase those items that were just purchased. If they no longer have the receipt, again, I am still trying to get him, your Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, to currently understand that it takes time for change. You just can't be shooting it out as quick as you are without a pulling. Again, you got so many people still in denial about the stuff that's going on in the military, period, point blank.
I'm sorry, not to just less than Tony.
Yeah,
Tony, I agree with you. Take your ass to the air, Mazzetti. So, Jess, I agree with your point as far as, I think, for me, the communication. I agree.
Yes.
But as far as, because I think he said he's giving them 60 days, 90 days.
30 for some of it.
Yeah,
and
30 is the boots, I want to say, and 90 is the eyelashes, or vice versa.
Okay, so last I checked, a new pair of boots is what, about $150?
Well, it might be 200.
I mean, you get a check by there, right?
For $70.
It's a pay period.
Yeah,
it's a pay period, right?
You get a cheap
Tony's
pair for
point, you take your butt to the air, Mazzetti.
Y'all act like, come on now, y'all weeks. Come on, people got
It's not like he's telling them.
But y'all,
you know what
people about to start buying their kids stuff for school. And like Pete, to your point, y'all didn't want to help that woman get her freaking table.
I was just about to say, you know what you can do? Hit up your first sergeant. Hit up your first sergeant and get warm heart. That's what you can do. We'll give it to you.
Service members, they have a lot of kids.
Around.
It's about to be school season. So as I am with Jason, that's allowed to get me up out of this crippling moment that you have me in right now.
So everybody out there, you can't afford your boots. Go hit up your first sergeant, ask for a warm heart request. There you go.
And see, Shay says right there, it's 90 days for the boot. So that's like what, 6 paychecks?
Yeah, 90 days for. So if it costs too much to get your lashes done, go hit up your first sergeant.
Or hit your boy up. I got some boots to sell you that's authorized. Hit your boy up for a discount.
He said, warm heart my ass.
Shout out to Luke Air Force Base First Sergeant Council.
Bro, the standard issue boots about $50, but you might as well be had some hard rocks. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. 30 days equals 2 paychecks. Show right. Yeah. Might not be able to go to the club that night, get top shelf liquor. Just get the bottom shelf. You'll be good. Drink water one day. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, man. A lot going on. In the Air Force. A lot of change going on in the Air Force. Look. My fellow first sergeant. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just saying the requests are coming in Tuesday. I'm sure they're coming. I got 5 airmen that all need to get new boots. Just asking a warm heart. We'll go ahead and empty
they're not going to do
out.
the first sergeant chant at your retirement no more. And now we were at a first sergeant chant. They're like, hell no.
Out of Luke shirts out of this.
No, I'm not saying Luke shirts. I'm just saying your shirt. Wherever you're at in the world. Everybody got warm heart. Your podcast mates is on. I'll just say any first sergeant. Just random first sergeant. Chad, it's not too late. Why does everybody come from my... I gotta come from my diamond.
My head hurts.
I'm just saying it's an option. It's an option. Oh shit. Hold on.
Okay. Yo, let's put a bow on
Please,
this portion.
The comments keep flying.
Jess, I know you're in another world, retired in the burning sands and stuff. But from your take, from what you've heard, do you agree or applaud the changes, agnostic, or this is trash, or I don't agree with it? Or a little bit of both, depending on the category?
with the sliding scale would say neutral. I just wish we as people would have that inclination to do our job. But I think again, they were given an opportunity. And I do believe, give me an opportunity to disappoint you. And Big Air Force was like, hey, we're disappointed. And this is what you got now.
Okay.
Good point.
I'll leave the last one for Pete. I'm kind of in between, like eyelashes extensions. I agree. Boots. I agree. Officers wearing OCP, lost opportunity. They messed that one up, man. They messed that one up. And then extra credit if they would find a way to fully address beards and stop trying to tiptoe around it. Make a decision, all or none, and move on. Pete?
It says Pete Shadowbox is a warm heart request.
That's a good one.
Hey, I might put in
What's
that
Terrell at? Ask Terrell how many approvals.
Yeah, hey, it better be all. It better be all. Everybody better be approving that. I'm gonna put in the request. Anything under 500, I don't think we need to vote on. So just put that in, and we all good. Man, I don't miss the Air Force. DD-214 is life. I think what Chad said, I'll just let Chad have the last word for me. There's a lot of stuff we don't like or agree with, some of which we can't control. What we can control is how we react, our attitude, adjust, and keep it moving. Nothing.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I don't even need to say nothing. That's spot on. Look, of course. Of course. If you want to donate to the show, help with my shadow box or Pete's Boot Foundation, give boots to the Lost Airmen, you can all do so by going to streamlabs.com/unpopularcelebrities3/tips and go ahead and donate some money for the show to keep the lights on, keep us moving.
Ooh, I like
all the comments today. Appreciate everybody being here. A lot of good conversations. I appreciate everybody telling their true facts about everything Charles Davis denied. He better go holler at the Air Force. That's crazy. That's why I get denied. Anyway, but appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all for being part of the show today. Had a lot of good comments, a lot of good people in here. So love, love, love. Always appreciate it. Always love talking about this stuff too. Billy, Jess.
I'll let Jess go first.
I mean, to go with our people and our listeners, I'll say I posted something earlier this week that pressure is a privilege. So I know it may feel heavy for a lot of people that are currently serving, but you all have to learn how to rely on each other for those pillars that you all were taught. But at the end of the day, y'all going to be all right. Like Kendrick Lamar always say, y'all better go listen to it. All right.
Not the Kendrick quote. Not the Kendrick quote. Billy.
Yeah, I'll echo Jess's comments. Very appreciative for you guys to tune in as always, especially with the comments, man. I know there has been probably some folks there. First of all, there's a lot of folks that listen and don't comment. You know why? Because I meet them all the time. People walk up to me and recognize me from the podcast. And I say, hey, why you don't say nothing? Oh, I'm not that guy. Look, thank you for just listening, even if you don't feel comfortable commenting. And I get it. Like, a lot of listeners we have are in uniform and they may be afraid of the wrong person listening to this and something happens. I will assure you, as long as you are professional and the disclaimer's there, you will be fine. This is a great place and space for you to air out not only your approval, but some ideas of how we can make things better. Because let's be honest, whether you're retired or not, you still have some connection to the Air Force, whether you're in or not. So this is your opportunity to bring out your stuff here or to throw shots at your fellow Air Force members or your favorite podcasters too. We welcome those too. But we appreciate y'all being on here as always. Look forward to the next show. And shout out, my retirement's coming up 22 August. Randolph Air Force Base in the building. We're going to have a reception that night. We're going to dance. We're going to do the cowboy shuffle. Cowboys and cowgirls, whatever that stuff. Wow. Just fun fact, men, we don't use the fan. My wife told me, the men, we don't use the fan. It's just for the ladies. So, if you Plan on being there. My man Kenny Braceley, he's gonna be DJing. We're gonna have a good time, man. Electric slide, cha-cha slide, Mob Deep in the building.
Y'all still can't play Kendrick in Texas, right? In that thing?
Says who?
Drake.
I ain't worried about that dude. He got a new album out. Oh, shout out to Clips album.
Oh,
Fire.
that Clips album is so fire.
Fire.
My goodness.
Fire.
Hey,
Fire.
a question for y'all with that. Did Pharrell do all the beats?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, man. Them beats are so fire. Thank you. Get them. Sir, Boots on the Ground. That's the name of the song. Boots on the Ground.
Whoa. Why do we always have to follow a trend? Like, you see all these people out there with these dang bands.
Hey, you know you like it.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that Boots on the Ground be tough.
Oh,
it's tough. I ain't doing the dance, but it's tough.
You ain't gonna do it though, huh?
Nah, I ain't gonna do it, but it's tough. It's really, really tough. I ain't gonna lie. One of the best cha-cha slides out there. I'm going to take off the Reg short boots or do boots on the ground after the party.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all come man to reception. I'm putting $50 on the bar, man.
What the hell?
And if you show up late, hey, you out of luck. No food for you. Better be on time.
You know what? Those of you that may attend, you will be in great service. I go to bartending school next week. So guess what? I'll be the mixologist.
Okay. But Jess, you only work with $50. After that, you pay. $50.
I know y'all heard about it's Sunday. I know you heard about the boy that had the fish sandwich in the Bible. We gonna take that fish sandwich and feed everybody before retirement with some drinks.
I ain't hear about that.
Pete, we know you ain't. What Dave is that? Come on out.
I hear about that. But yeah, y'all look at the Clips album. That thing is fire. Fire. There was something else I was about to say. I forgot. $50 on the bar is crazy.
I know, man. That's a lot of money.
Wait, for my retirement, I spent $1,000 on food.
Oh,
I know he has to have those like communion cups if that's how he thinks that $50 is gonna stretch.
Right.
Oh man. Hey, look. You know how it is. You'd like to show up late for a party because you want to make a grand entrance. You're gonna make a grand entrance with no drink, and you ain't gonna have no food left. So hey.
Okay.
So we starting on time.
Yeah, Fanta sodas around Fanta sodas.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be a depressing retirement party, but all right.
Hey, if you there on time, you're gonna have a great time. One drink per person, too. $50. We're gonna stretch
it's
one
small.
Right. Everybody gets a shot. That's crazy. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next time. Appreciate y'all for being in here. Unpopular celebrities. We out. Peace.
Go Eagles. Go Birds.
What happened to Go Birds?
Go Birds.
Go
Eagles.
Birds. Eagles.